Cooking under pressure, cooking with time restraints is actually one of my superpowers. On a culinary competition show, I was dubbed the Ninja. Everything matters, you know, from the salt that you're using, from what style of pan you're using. It's all really telling a story, and it's an opportunity to let each moment shine at its best, and the sum of those small movements add up to what the guest experiences on the plate. It's a ballet. It's all about finesse. I want to perform at my peak in everything that I do. Once you know those parameters, then you can start to plug and play and blur the lines a bit and have fun with it. I think that's where the innovation comes in.
Today we invited Chef Nyesha Arrington to create 3 new recipes inspired by Invesco QQQ companies. If you think of the rise of the internet, the dawn of social media, the move to smartphones, Invesco QQQ companies have really been a primary part of that. It allows individual investors to own many different companies using just one ticker symbol.
I think that chefs have set the foundation. We then say, okay, cool, we have the framework, how can we make it better? It's something that seems so vast that you can never essentially get bored of. There's always going to be a cool new trick or hack or innovation in cooking forever. Like, that will live on forever. This is my red curry prawn pasta, inspired by Exelon.
Exelon is the nation's leading provider of reliable, sustainable energy. We've seen Exelon develop into more than just a utility company. What they're really doing is providing a primary and important building block to the way that people live their lives and businesses operate.
I mean, this is a dish that's truly meant to power the people. This is one of my favorite things about being sustainable with ingredients. A lot of people will maybe add a roux or some sort of cornstarch slurry. Using carrots or potatoes or just adding some vegetables on the front end adds an incredible viscosity to the sauce. The garlic, the ginger, the carrots, they're all sort of introducing themselves to the party. They're getting to know each other, and they're like, hey, we're gonna be a delicious sauce. And I'm like, yeah, totally agree with that. We're gonna finish this dish with an incredible herb salad, mint, Thai basil, cilantro, and some fresh scallions. Red curry paste I love. It's really robust and vibrant. Sun-dried tomato puree, just a flavor bomb. Start to smell these aromatics just jump out of this pan, and it's like, I mean, you can bottle this up and make a perfume out of it. But these are the elements that like warm the home, which I love. The steward of Mother Nature is ultimately what I am. Peeling those shells, what can I do with them? I can confit those shells and cook them down in oil and make an incredible garnish to finish the plate. Nothing gets wasted in true sustainable fashion. The same language that the shrimp is giving. The coconut comes in and kind of cools everything down. It's kind of one of those dishes that just hugs your soul. Oh, it smells amazing. These shrimp are gonna go into the beautiful sauce that we have made. A little bit of effort, a lot of love. Taking ingredients and just literally making something new. This dish right here, it has a lot of energy. It literally exudes innovation. And this is prawn charged pasta inspired by Exelon. This is team building tacos inspired by Workday. This taco is incredible because it's actually a rolled taco made with sweet potato, AKA taquitos, and an incredible oxtail sort of gravy over top. We're gonna start with what takes the longest, and that's the oxtail.
Workday can be compared to a well-oiled kitchen team where their primary goal is utilizing AI to really help innovate how companies approach tasks such as finance, HR, and how the organization is run overall.
I grew up in Los Angeles, third generation Angelino. In California and Los Angeles specifically, tacos, honestly, they're an integral part of the community. It's very real life, right? You might have a few of one type of potato and a sweet potato. You can just drop these into a food mill, a few of the Yukon potatoes. Get some team building moments, you know, and create that assembly line and frying those taco shells, and another person comes in and fills those shells. I think that's really the opportunity to kind of connect with your team and really get to know each other in those moments, creating that vibe and that essence and talking to each other and, you know, learning. Those are really the elements that make an incredible team. The sum of all of the individual units really add up to the strength and the backbone and ultimately the heart of the kitchen. A lot of the innovation in this dish is really the ingredients that go together. Familiar, fun ingredients presented in a new way. The sound of deliciousness. What that creates is something that's craveable through texture. The cilantro crema has this amazing cooling effect. I mean, this color is just absolutely stunning. I think it's so important to share a meal, especially with the people you care about. I mean, that's really the opportunity to bring all of that hard work together. When you start to learn about each other, I mean, those are really the opportunities that allow themselves to create a team, a true team that learns how to work together. Team building tacos inspired by Workday. This is Renewable roast duck inspired by Baker Hughes. Take a company like Baker Hughes and the idea of being renewable and sustainable in your resources. I think that's so important.
Baker Hughes has been pioneering cutting-edge technologies such as carbon capture and hydrogen production to redefine what's possible in the transition to a cleaner, more sustainable future.
To make a properly executed sauce is a storytelling opportunity in itself in sustainability. You get whole ducks in, you trim, the fat away, you trim sinew away. That doesn't go into the trash, that goes into an incredible sauce. I love the spice notes that come from gochujang. Very non-traditional. This crepe is the most cutting-edge crepe that you're gonna see out there. Something like a butternut squash and turn it into a pancake. I mean, that is so magical. It's taking these classic techniques, awesome, and building on them. I mean, it's pretty next level. When I talk about energy on the plate, I'm literally talking about knowing the faces of the ranchers, the people that grew the cherries, grew the butternut squash. The more that we can preserve that energy, for me, that's what cooking's all about. We talk about innovation. I think it's not always about changing something. I'm not trying to take this cherry and make it something that it's not. I'm taking the elements of what the cherry already has and amplifying that. This is an incredible way to impart smoky flavor very quickly. Instead of spending hours at the smoker, the duck is going to be able to pick up the smoky notes in a matter of seconds. And that is Renewable roast duck inspired by Baker Hughes. You cook to have people enjoy. I'm bringing in a couple of my friends. I got Paul, the hair, the makeup team. Guys, get in here. Taste these dishes. Get in. The food, it tells a story, and the story is always evolving. I mean, for me, it's just about putting love on the plate. Bringing together the cultures that I love in food, that's innovation.
Before investing, consider the fund's investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses. Visit Invesco.com for a prospectus with this information. Read it carefully before investing.